Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is FancyA17 and I'll be your YouTuber today. I just accidentally deleted my audio for my entire video, so I'm starting from scratch. Welcome back to myself. Today we're going to be taking an honest review and an honest look at the Tortle Mark 1 from my opinions, as well as a subscriber's opinion who writes tank reviews in my clan server that I'm in. I met him through the clan. I think I played a couple games with him. He won the Battle Pass giveaway for August. I am looking at doing a Battle Pass giveaway probably for January or February. With the holidays coming up and with how much I'm working, I don't really have time to host one or go out and get cards for everyone in my free time. But do look forward to that if you're interested in sticking around and remaining to be a subscriber throughout my very sporadic content. Hi, little Bobby. How are you, buddy? Sorry, I'm petting my dog. Maybe I'll do an E75 video by itself, maybe not. I think that tank's very good for what it is, but we're going to take a look at the Tortle Mark 1 from my perspective, and as well as Sunset's, aka Thanatos. He's a subscriber that I'm going to be using his review from and posting screenshots from it. But to start off, this tank, right out of the gate, when you look at this tank, you expect armor, and that's what you have. It's a big misconception that you don't have armor in this tank because of your major weak spots that you have. My dog just jumped off my bed, so I apologize if this audio comes off choppy, because I don't know. You have two major weak spots on either side of your gun. Okay, that is the weakest part of your armor. That's where everyone's going to shoot. That's where everyone's going to pen, unless you're angled and on a hill like I am right here. And still, people can go through your lower plate, and I'm not completely level, which means I have a disadvantage when it comes to gun depression. And it comes down to what tanks you like, how much suffering you want to subject yourself to. You're not going to win every game in this tank. It's like playing an AT-15 or any of the British heavy tank destroyers. You have a lack of mobility, but you have a good power to weight ratio in this tank, which means you're going to turn faster. You're going to be able to attack and put your armor forward in front of enemies faster. And people don't understand that when they play this tank. They go, oh, my armor's bad, so the tank must be bad. There are so many games in this, so many tanks in this game that operate off of this player mindset. And it brings down the tank's image as a whole, because you can perform in this tank. I've seen, I've personally, in these two videos, I aced it this game, and there was a couple other games where I did 3,000 plus damage. I know Thanatos has done quite a few many good games in this. I think he just aced it today as well. At time of recording, it is currently 7:24 a.m. But like I was saying, with this tank, you have this ability to just lay down the hate, but it's just like putting a blindfold on and never actually playing the tank. And Thanatos said when this tank first came out, there was such a bad player reaction to it. All the YouTubers said it was bad. Everyone said it was bad, save for I think one or two YouTubers. I bought the tank because I have a money spending problem, and yeah, that's why I have a YouTube, except I don't get paid by YouTube. I don't know. Wow, my throat's really dry. It's like I get sick every time I try to ask for money. But it's just this tank has such a weird conception about it. It's like you would throw like sand in the air and call it, hey, whichever the way the wind blows. That's my perception of the tank today. See, I bounced. He hit my gun melee. You'll get hits like that every once in a while. I think my allergies are starting to act up because I opened my window for some reason. Because I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a great day. I'm also really tired. I went to bed at like 2 a.m. But this tank, what I want to talk about, and I keep pussyfooting around about it, is you have a good gun on a bad frame. And it's very similar to the TS5 in terms of wrong point of view for the tank. If this is an arcade game wargaming can change values at will. And you look at a game like War Thunder, where you have obviously one clear meta, and they can't really change too much because they have people leaking classified documents on tanks. See, Gaijin doesn't have that because they use paper tanks. So you can get away with changing armor values freely, penetration values freely, because no one's going to sit down who's in the military, no matter what country they're in, and change armor values because they're fucking idiots and want historical videos. No one plays Blitz for historical value. We want historical camos, but we don't get those. We get flashy fucking camos like the FE 4005 Overkill, although I do like the blue on it. And that's besides the point. In these kinds of tank reviews, I like to be brutally honest, and I'd like to do more of these because apparently I had very good reception over my actual review. It's just the way that I present them that people would like to change a little bit, and any ounce of criticism helps. It really does, because without you guys telling me what you'd like, I wouldn't be here making the videos for it, and I wouldn't be spending the time out of my day to do these videos, because you play for hours and you only get 2 good videos, and then you have maybe a 10-minute long video, and you gotta like buffer it in, like, hey, how much time do I want to sit in the lobby to explain this tank? And that's really what it comes down to. So I appreciate everyone's support and everyone's criticism, because criticism, as hard as it hurts and as much as it feels, it's really helpful to the channel at the end of the day. If there's any games anyone else would like to see, until I get my laptop, probably come January, I won't really have any access to PC games. But it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, I want to do more than just Blitz. But right now, that's what I'm limited to. I am getting a new phone soon, so hopefully we'll have better quality videos and better quality graphics, because right now I play my phone on low graphics here for this game, so it looks kind of shitty. But it's a mobile game. Anyway, back to the tank. What you have with this tank, like I said, is you have mobility, you have a good gun, you have decent armor. This tank is balanced. They're releasing balanced tanks in crates, and then they're bringing back to the store a couple months later for exorbitant prices that no one wants to pay, because it's a balanced tank. Like, if you nerfed the 252U down to the level of like an IS-5, no one would play it, right? Wrong. People would still pay that price because it has a good armor profile. I'm getting sick from complaining about tanks. Shit. I mean, in other news, I could review the new Venom movie, because that movie was really shitty. But these 2 videos, one's a win, this one's a loss. Unfortunately, I did more damage in this one, but this is a prime example of tech tree tanks can perform just as good as premium tanks. Just because you have a better credit coefficient and money in your pocket to burn, it doesn't mean that you have bad tanks. So the Tortle is very balanced. I think Anthanatos gave it a 4.5 out of 10 ease of use. And that's very true. This tank isn't for new players. No one's going to understand how to play even the normal tech tree line, let alone this. And I think it's very important to understand that everything changes, the meta changes. I played against the new French tank destroyer today, that's coming out probably 8.4, 8.5, and it's going to be another one of those light armored, fast DPM tanks with a trolley armor profile. That's all it's going to be. So it's going to be like maybe like a WZ-120, because it has some stupid armor wedge going on, and if you angle it just right, even though your armor's pretty thin, you're going to bounce. And then it's kind of one of those, hey, what do I want to really put my money towards? And if you'd ask me, I'd say save it. Save it for Black Friday. Save it for Christmas. Don't go around buying tanks like I do, because you're not going to enjoy the game, because you're not even going to grind tanks anymore, because you just have too many premiums to play. And, Poppy, what are you doing? And now this is becoming a review of my life instead of the tank. Anyway, please don't buy this tank unless you are willing to subject yourself to a little bit of suffering. Like I said, I will post his screenshots of his review because I think he explains it so much better than I ever can. And I just want to compare stat-wise the that's a Conway, the AT-15, and maybe even the Tortoise. But the Tortoise is a tier 9, better gun, better DPM, better armor. Even though the armor is shitty, you can look at the Tortoise's armor profile and say, hey, the Tortle Mark 1 has similar armor faculties as every single AT tank in this game. They have very weak sides, especially, but like, you can pen these top things here, I think, with like a tier 3 or 4. Like, it's bad. It's bad, dude. And I just want to explain that just because tanks have bad armor doesn't mean the tank itself is bad, okay? You can go out in any tank with any kind of team and make someone hurt. You can put someone back in their garage in 4, 5, 6 hits. And at your tier, you're looking at maybe 4 hits, 5 hits, and you're sending someone back to the garage if they're a heavy. You can just hurt someone with this tank. But you got to put it in capable hands. That's where a lot of the blurred lines are. This is a skilled tank because of its armor profile. You can't just get in it and go towards the front line like you can in a T95. You can't just get in it and go like a T110E4. You can't get in it and go like a fucking ISU. Even though that has less armor than this thing, the ISU hits harder and has a good reload. Oh no. On my personal satisfaction scale, I'd give this tank probably a 6.5 out of 10. It's an average tank for me. Nothing screams, hey, I'm amazing. And its ease of use, I think I'm going to agree with Anthanatos. It's a 4. It's a 4. It's very tricky to play if you don't understand how to angle your armor. It's similar to a TS5 to me. You have a good gun on a bad platform. And this LT skill-based tank, they're putting skill-based tanks in crates, which a lot of people wanted, and now they say, oh, well, the tank sucks. No, it's balanced. Get the fuck over it. It is what it is. You wanted it, kaput. I played a couple games in most of these tanks. I think I have 23 games played in the Tortle, or the TS5. I think I have like 34. Let's see here. There we go. I have 26 games played, 43% win rate. Please don't kill me. I'm a noob. I've played a decent amount in this tank, and I can say that I'm comfortable saying, giving my advice on this tank. I played 57 games in the TS5. I love this tank. I just wish that the armor didn't suck. It seems to be a common theme. Oh, we want more armor. Oh, now there's too much armor. We can't pen it. Nerf it, please. Wargaming, please. I will suck your dick and spend as much money on your game as I want because I want to burn my wallet. Anyway, stay cool, stay frosty, and have a good one.